For those who never saw the short-lived but fantastic TV series Jericho, it aired from 2006 to 2008, a sort of apocalyptic story of a fictional town called Jericho, Kansas, in the aftermath of nuclear attacks on 24 cities. Though it's been off the air for 5 years now, there's a big push to revive the series. One of those people is Gwen Roeder. Gwen administers the website SavingJericho.com and the Save Jericho Facebook page, which has well over 16,000 likes. Hi, Gwen. Thanks for talking to me today.
Hi, Robert. It's a pleasure.
Great. First, let's start out. How long have you been involved in this effort to get Jericho back on the air?
Well, I started right when the cancellation was announced. I hadn't been online before that. And I just Googled Save Jericho once I found out it was canceled and hopped onto one of the sites and started writing letters and sending nuts. And eventually I migrated over to the CBS site right before the save was announced. And then there were a lot of people on, so I just kind of stayed on and got involved.
Fantastic. And I know you're kind of in the know as far as Jericho information, so what is the latest from CBS and Netflix concerning bringing back Jericho?
No, we got an update at Comic-Con, which was in July, and the executive producer told us that CBS and Netflix were still talking. He thought the ball was kind of in CBS's court. In August, we found out that CBS put Jericho's production company, Junction Entertainment, back under contract, so we considered that good news. But what we're really waiting for right now is the last issue of the Season 4 comic. And the reason we're waiting for that is, quite frankly, that has the largest audience. The executive producer told us that the Season 3 graphic novel had 6 printings, and he said no one at the studio had any idea how popular Jericho could be. So I think the next chance for an update is in that last issue where they'll either stop the story or address the fans.
Great. And any word if any of the original actors are interested in such a project? Skeet or Lenny or any of them?
Well, Ashley Scott, who plays Emily, was at Comic-Con. She was actually at our table for a while, and she told us that the entire cast is interested in returning.
Oh, that would be perfect. And if it was to come back on the air, I want you to use your crystal ball. How do you think they would do it? Would they continue on from the last episode where they were in Texas, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the story continued in the Season 3 and 4 comic series / graphic novel. But at Comic-Con, Dan Schatz told us that they would most likely need to jump the timeline, increase the time from the last episode because it had been 5 years. So it's possible that they're going to end the comic series and move on from there, although none of us are aware of the timeline of any of this. We don't know when it would happen, if it happens.
Okay. And what other insider info do you have concerning Jericho's revival, if any?
Well, it's gone through several different phases. Initially, they were looking at a theater movie. Then Comcast was involved and interested in a while. And then I think NBC was. And now it's Netflix. And until that last issue of the comic comes out, I honestly don't know where they could go. We do know that Netflix is interested in films, and CBS Films is making John Turteltaub's movie that's in the theaters right now. So would they go back to a movie again or a series for Netflix? None of us really know.
Right. And you told me in an email the other day that you run a Jericho fan table at WonderCon and Comic-Con International. What kind of reception do you get from these crowds?
We get a lot of fans that stop by and have seen the show. We get new ones. But one of the things that's interesting is we know the producers actually send the company reps that are interested in Jericho to our table. They do it incognito, but, Dan Schatz has actually asked me to post photos, and we know that they send the executives out because word-of-mouth advertising is actually the best kind of advertising. So hearing them talk to a fan who talks to other fans makes a significant difference on what the executives think about it.
Right. Okay, so any predictions?
Other than waiting for that
date,
next
time, or anything? Go ahead.
Other than waiting for that next issue of a comic to see where the comic story is going and what might be following. That's the thing we're waiting for right now. I've been told the issue would be out by the end of the year, but they still have not given me a firm publishing date.
All right. And I'll go ahead and give you a minute or so, or a few seconds, or whatever you need to go ahead and plug your website and the Facebook page, if you like.
Okay. Well, www.savingjericho.com is where you can go to get the newest Jericho news. There's links to the fan sites. The fan site that I run on Facebook, we're there chatting about Jericho and working on the campaign. So join us at either place.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Gwen. I appreciate you talking to me today. Thanks a lot.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.